Zeke, I want to get to who the audience was for these ads. So just to me, I'm thinking about like bros, dudes who love sports, right? And I imagine that would be an audience, of course, that would overlap with the crypto customer demo.
I mean, yes, but it's pretty inefficient because you're advertising to a lot of people who may not already have any desire to trade crypto. So you sort of have to convince them. It's like a two-step thing. Like, you want to trade crypto, and then you should do it with us. So like your conversion rate on that is going to be pretty low. And in fact, it was. Sam told me, like, they weren't signing up a lot of customers from these ads. And because that's like, if you remember the Super Bowl ad with Larry David.
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Or the series of Tom Brady ads. The message was like, all regular people, basically, if you don't go trade crypto right now, you're missing out and you're a loser.
Yes.
And like the successful people like Tom Brady are doing it.
Yes, the winningest, the champions that he signed up, they're all doing it. And by the way, it also seems like the undercurrent also in those ads is, and we're the good guys.
Yes. And this is where even in the moment, I had developed like my own theory of why he was doing this. I mean, he's in the Bahamas, right? Like, this whole thing is like questionably legal at best. Like, the reason he's in the Bahamas is because he would definitely get sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission if he was in the US. And the biggest risk to his business would be that the government would basically say, you know what, we've thought about this a little more. Even though you're on that island, this is actually all super illegal, and we're going to arrest you. Like, setting aside any potential fraud, they might just be like, you're running this crazy exchange. The people in the US are getting onto it somehow, and like, this has got to stop. And if that happened, that could be like the end for him. So anything that would lower the odds of that happening would be valuable. And so he was doing he gave away almost $100 million to people in Congress.
Right.
So that helps maybe.
Sure. They're lobbying the lawmakers, paying them.
But I think it also helps to have Tom Brady on your side.
Sam said, when I go to Capitol Hill and I go meet with senators, the first thing they want to talk about is Tom Brady. So the senators were feeling that warm glow towards Sam because of this perceived relationship with Brady.
And Zeke, now that I hear it, there is this theory that this entire time Sam Bankman-Fried was hiring influencers, but with a specific target as to who he wanted to influence, the people who might existentially threaten him the most.
Yes. And I mean, he had just raised venture capital at like a $32 billion valuation. And they were hoping that maybe next time they go back to the venture capitalists, they could get $100 billion. And like, could it potentially help if one of these venture capitalists went out to dinner with Sam and Tom Brady? Like, yes, that might help. And so like, if that gives you like he loved odds. He thought of everything in terms of odds.
Yeah.
So like, maybe he said in his mind, having Tom Brady available for dinner improves my chances of getting $100 billion by like 1%. You know, I actually would pay Tom Brady $500 million. Like, it's a bargain at $55 million.
It was actually brilliant. It actually worked. It was exactly the way to go about it. And whatever dollars he forked over, he got much more in return in terms of just social credibility. If he had actually run this place the way it should have been run, he might have become the world's first $1 trillion company. It was growing unbelievably fast. The name recognition went from 0 to like everybody's heard of this place in about 2 seconds. And it felt okay because all these people who you admire and these institutions you admire said, it's okay.
Very big names in the world of sports and entertainment. Is that expensive, or are they really sort of playing for the dollars that are going to come as a part of the business down the road?
You know, it's expensive on some scales, but we're in a really fortunate position as a company to be able to afford it. You know, we're spending a pretty small fraction of our revenue this year on that. We're still going to be net profitable after that. And so, you know, it's something which, you know, we are fortunately able to afford and which while expensive, we think really helps tell our story and grab people's attention in a way that few other things do.
We love checking in with you too, Sam. Such a good spokesperson for the industry, and we look forward to seeing what you.
Well, it kind of points to the very reason why he spent all of this money on the trappings of sports, on the ads, on the famous friends, on the patches on an umpire's jersey, is because without it, it was an emperor without maybe any clothes.
Tonight, the cryptocurrency world is reeling after the meltdown of one of its most popular trading platforms. The exchange, FTX, filed for bankruptcy protection today as fallen crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried stepped down as CEO.
After FTX failed, I was like, oh, should I go down there and try and meet him again? I'm thinking to myself, definitely a fraud. He's going to get arrested soon. This could be my last chance to talk with him. And he might be willing to reveal secrets that he wasn't willing to reveal before because he knows like the end is here.
Smash cut to, you're in the Bahamas again.
Sam, he didn't like to show off his apartment because it was like a $30 million penthouse at the nicest resort in the Bahamas.
Rumpled cargo shorts, toothpaste-stained shirt, frizzy, out-of-control hair, $30 million penthouse.
Yes, and it's at Albany, which Tiger Woods often parks his mega yacht there.
Naturally.
And I don't know what to expect because I'm thinking like Sam might be all alone here. So he might be despondent. Could he even be like suicidal? I don't know. Like his life is ruined. He answers the door. He shuffles out of the elevator in his crew socks, khaki shorts and t-shirt, just like always. And he's just like, like weird week, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And what I was most struck by was when the elevator doors opened, we're in this like landing room, and there are just like tons of shoes, like dozens and dozens of shoes. It was a big apartment with 5 bedrooms. And what I realized was that, all the people who worked at FTX, they all ran away. And like they left their shoes. They're like, let me get off this island,
dude.
Like
that is haunting.
It's
It's like Jurassic Park after the dinosaurs have,
yeah,
after the T-Rex has screamed into the giant banner.
So he led me down the marble hallway to like the most modest room, I'm sure, in this apartment, and we spent just like hours and hours talking about what had happened. And he really tried to make this case that he had screwed up because the money's gone, right? Like the exchange failed. The customers all went to go like cash in their chips at the casino, and the FTX casino was like, sorry, we don't have any money.
Right.
Like,
so because word had gotten out that actually he was taking the money that people had put with FTX, the exchange, and he'd been using it to trade, to gamble on himself secretly with his research fund,
yes,
his hedge fund.
Right, which is like not legit
legal
at all. Yeah. The great thing about Sam is that even though like his answers were lies, he would listen to your questions and he would answer them. Like a lot of like, I'm sure you've interviewed people who just give you like the talking points.
Oh, athletes all of the time are just giving you the cliches to keep him moving.
Yeah. He would give you like a custom lie just that directly addressed your question. So
a little origami crane of a lie for you.
So I'm like, Sam, like are you saying, and you couldn't offend him. I was like, Sam, are you saying like that? This sounds ridiculous. You're saying that you lost $8 billion, you misplaced it, and he's like misaccounted, and like he thinks that he's played like this trump card, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, he's kind of delusional. He was still hoping that someone would give him $10 billion and he could just run it all back again and give it another try.
A comeback, a Tom Brady comeback in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left is what he was planning on.
He should have said, Tom, I paid you for 20 hours. Get down here and like give me a pep talk. Cause like I'm facing like a really tough challenge right now.
Sam Bankman-Fried, guilty. Prosecutors laid out a case showing how Bankman-Fried stole billions in customer funds from FTX to make up for bad bets at Alameda, buy luxury real estate in the Bahamas, and secure celebrity endorsement.
A jury found him guilty of 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy for his role in the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange he created, FTX. SBF, as he has become known, could be looking at spending more than 100 years in prison.
What we learned at the trial is that it was a lot closer to like a fraud from the beginning. And that as soon as customers started sending in money to FTX to buy their Dogecoin or whatever, Sam treated that as like his piggy bank and was gambling with it. I think no matter how much he thought that he didn't care about risk and that he would do anything in the pursuit of trillions, that it must feel horrible that the game is over and that he's coming to terms with the idea that he won't get another try. But I think that, like, purely guessing on my part, I think he's doing the math and he's thinking, all right, good behavior. I could be out in 10 years and like, maybe I could start a new crypto thing. Yeah. Like not, probably not the same people would invest, but like, listen, if Sam Bankman-Fried came to you in 10 years and was like, listen, last one was a fraud, but like I'm starting something new.
Right.
And like, you want to get in on the ground floor.
Right. I got me, I got Tyler Hero, I got Bam Adebayo. We're all hanging out again. What do you think?